mentioned about how India is trying to move forward with a strong collaborations with both within the country and outside the country. What I'm going to tell you is what individually each of us at our institutions can do. And I take an example of IIT Hyderabad and last 5 years, how we have been trying to do to ensure that the theme of this particular event, where we are trying to empower India to the next level of innovations and making not only Atmanirbharta but also Viksit Bharat our goal. For me, Viksit Bharat is a day where I go to any country outside India. Let's say I go to Tokyo, I go to Melbourne, and next week I am going to be in London. I should be able to go to a shop and buy a product, and it should be written on the product made in India. That's the day we can say we are developed country. But that's not easy, friends. That's not easy. That needs a lot of efforts from every one of us. First and foremost, that needs every one of us to start thinking, for me, India is first. Everything else is next. Many of you seniors sitting here, many of your children want to, their first choice is not my branch. She must have told you, I'm a metallurgist. I'm a very proud metallurgist. Okay? But how many of you want to put your kids into metallurgy when they finish their 12th grade? Everybody wants their kid to be in computer science. Okay? And after 4 years, the next flight, somebody wants to take it to go to some destination. And if possible, settle down there. This is not going to make Viksit Bharat. Definitely not. Like every organ of our body is equally important, every branch of engineering is equally important. And India is now known as what is called a service country. No country has ever become a developed country by being a service country. Take a small country called Taiwan. Every mobile that we have, every LED screen that we have, it's all the semiconductors come from there. A small country again called Japan, at least 1/10 of our size, possibly, or 1/4 of our size, whatever it is. When I was a metallurgy student, I was told that Japan does not have iron ore, Japan does not have limestone, Japan does not have coal. The three most important ingredients to make steel. First, from iron ore to pig iron and then to the steel. But it makes the best steel of the world. They have decided that we should be the best. Our name should be the best. I remember 2019 to 2001, 1999 to 2001, for 2 years I spent in Japan. And I go to Tokyo, go to a shop, go to a place called Akihabara. If anybody has gone to Japan, that is called the electronic city, like Hyderabad is like for us the cyber city of India. So you go there and they put 2 cameras, Nikon cameras, exactly the same specs. One made in Japan, one made in China. They say you buy whichever you want to buy. Okay? And the rates are different. And everybody invariably goes and buys a Japanese camera. And that's the kind of confidence that they have on their technology. And if we can build such kind of technologies, that along with those 2 cameras, there will be 1 camera of India there. And then we should be able to say, choose whichever you want to. Okay? Ours will be definitely cheaper, but at the same time having the same quality that a Japan makes it. Can we do it? And how do we do it? And for that, I feel everything should start at our institutions. From the first semester BTech it should start. For your information, just about 3 days back, I came to know from my JEE chairman that there are 630 students who have chosen IIT Hyderabad to join for their BTech. I got the complete email list of all the 630 students. What I did immediately is wrote to each one of those 630, asking them, for the last 2 years you have been into these, in my view I call them as jails, the so-called Narayanas and Chaitanyas, and 2 years you might have had great innovative ideas in your mind, but you never got a chance to implement them. Do you have any such innovative idea? If so, write to us. We created a Google form and said by 15th of July, please send me the list, your idea, just a half a page. And we have a team at IIT Hyderabad which will select some of them, and then by 20th, we are going to inform who has been selected. And 28th, our classes are starting, and the day you come, we give you 1 lakh rupees. We call these as build projects, bold and unique ideas leading to development. Last 4 years, we have been doing this at IIT Hyderabad. Every semester, we call for proposals from our students and say, do you have any innovative idea? If so, I give you 1 lakh rupee to begin with, and I also provide you a mentor, and then we also have a building now ready. A building which we call it as TIP, Technology Innovation Park, 1.5 lakh square foot area, friends, just meant for innovative students. We have laser cutting machines there, we have 3D printers there, we have CNC machines there, where any student can get into and work on that. We also tell them that if you want to focus on your innovative idea, take a semester break. We give you 6 credits. A first semester BTech student at IIT Hyderabad can take a semester break. No need of doing any courses. And at the end of the semester, show us a product, we'll give you a grade. And in a semester, there are typically 12 to 15 credits. You get 6 credits for this. The balance credits, you have 7 more semesters in your hand to take 1 extra course in each semester and complete them. And one more step we say. At the end of second year BTech, if you don't have any backlogs and if your ideas are really flourishing in your mind, just take a break now. We give you a diploma, leave the campus, start your startup yourself. And we give you 5 years time to come back and complete the 3rd and 4th year. And ideally, I'll be extremely happy if a student after 3-4 years comes to me and says, sir, I don't need your degree anymore, sir. I'm already successful. My company is working well. I'm already getting profits. This is what will be Viksit Bharat. If each of us can do this in our own institutions, 25% of our BTech students at the end of 4th year, they are not standing in the queue in front of Infosys and TCS to get a job. They are getting into startups at IIT Hyderabad. This is the transformation in 5 years we have brought. In last 5 years, we have 260 startups which have created 1,500 crores of revenue, friends. 1,500 crores of revenue. And a second year BTech student calls me and says, sir, yesterday I paid salary to 5 of my employees. Second year BTech, 18 years old kid. This is possible, friends. There are brilliant students all around us. In every college that you come from, they just need a kind of a hand, a kind of an encouragement that I am here with you. Do you have any innovative idea? Work out. And I strongly believe innovations can come only from free minds. So we thought, let us create that freedom among the students. And I am a strong believer, education should be student-centric. And what did we do? We have a BTech program at IIT Hyderabad where there is no curriculum. In every college, From the first semester, we know what are all the courses first semester students has to do, what he should do in the second semester, and up to the 8th semester. Of course, there are some electives. There are some core courses. In many colleges, there are what are called forced electives also. Because there is only one elective. Student has to take that. We have every BTech student at IIT Hyderabad has to do 130 credits to get a BTech degree. And we have this program, which we call it as BTech in Engineering Sciences, where all the 130 credits are in the hands of the student. You choose what you want to do. I say, at 18 years of age, when you can choose who can be the chief minister of a country or who can be the prime minister of a country, of our country, not any other country, of course, okay? Then why can't you choose what you want to be? This freedom is important to be given to them. And then, for your information, the best rankers of JEE at IIT Hyderabad join that branch. Okay? If you really want to be innovator, you need to have a broad knowledge. And pick up only those courses which you like. To be honest with you, when I studied metallurgy for 4 years, half of the courses I didn't like. But still I had to study them because they are there in the curriculum. Can we not give freedom? At IIT Hyderabad, even if you join a mechanical engineering BTech or an electrical engineering BTech or whatever BTech you join, we say only 60% of the total credits out of the 130 credits will come from your department. Whether it is core courses, electives, project, all put together. The remaining 40% is in the hands of the students once again. We say, you choose what you want. At the same time, we also felt, while engineering is mostly left brain activity, where is the right brain activity? Without right brain activity, you are not a balanced person. So we made sure that 10% of our credits come from the right brain activity, which we call it as liberal arts and creative arts. No student at IIT Hyderabad can get a BTech degree without having done 10% of their total credits, which is 13 credits. They have to do from that big basket, starting from anthropology to psychology to philosophy to developmental studies to music, dance, painting, martial arts, yoga, personality development, all of these. We feel these are all important to make a student a more rounded, okay? At the same time, focused on what he wants to do. And this is something, if we can create, I'm sure, very soon, India will have brilliant people all around. Like Stanford, you go to Stanford, one thing that you hear about Stanford that Varshney also mentioned is innovation all around. Okay? We should create that innovation. We started what is called minor in entrepreneurship. We started double major in entrepreneurship. In fact, the first thing that I did within 1 year of my joining is remove the branch change option. All of you know, if you join a BTech in an IIT, first year into a branch like mine, okay, when I was teaching 50 students in the class, half of them feel that if I have done my JEE slightly better, I will not be sitting in this class. Okay? So I have taken a challenge actually once. IIT Madras, when I was a faculty there, they said that these guys are joining branches like civil, mechanical, metallurgy, and without knowing what is that branch, at the end of the first year, they simply change the branch to something else. So they said, let at least one course in that branch, let the student do to know what that branch is all about. So they started one course in the first year, while other courses are all common courses. They called it as Introduction to Mechanical Engineering, Introduction to Civil Engineering, Introduction to Metallurgical Engineering, so on and so forth. I was asked to teach that course for 3 years for metallurgy students. I had only one goal. At the end of the semester, none of these 50 sitting in front of me should think of changing their branch. And for your information, I can confidently say 95% of the students did not change the branch. There is beauty in every branch. If you are standing on the banks of the ocean, you will only see the waves. But if you go deeper into an ocean, you see pearls. Okay? This is true with every branch of engineering, every branch of science for that matter. And this is something that all of us have a responsibility. There is no point in closing civil engineering, closing mechanical engineering in every college. Okay? It's important that if you are a mechanical engineer, if you are a civil engineer, if you cannot convince your student how great is your branch, we are not fit to be teachers. Let me be very honest with you. Many people, when they come, students are not attending classes. I tell them that attendance has to be commanded and not demanded. At IIT Madras, my classes were always after dinner, for your information. 9:30 to 11, I used to take classes. Every day, students come. Okay? So you may say that is not supposed to be done, but unfortunately, I don't get enough time during the day. So even here at IIT Hyderabad, I teach classes. Every semester I teach a course. Evening 6 to 7:30. And I have students, not only from within IIT Hyderabad, I have students from outside. We have felt, again, I am a strong believer, that when you want to learn, there should be no constraints to learn. Nobody should ask you what entrance you have written, what background you have. I'm a metallurgist. I want to learn quantum mechanics. I want to know what is this all AI about. Okay? Why should I have a computer science degree or any other degree? Can I not learn? So, I strongly believe that learning should have no barriers. So we started a new scheme at IIT Hyderabad. We call it as OAT, Open to All Teaching. Okay? We converted all our classrooms into hybrid classrooms. And I started asking, hybrid classroom means I have physically a few students, virtually a few students. They are live in the class. Whatever I write on the board, they see. They ask me questions, I answer the questions, and so on and so forth. And I started asking my colleagues, are you interested to teach an outsider? Whatever you are teaching to the regular students. The moment a faculty says, yes, I am interested, immediately we put it on our website. Please, if you are interested, go to Google and say OAT at IITH. Okay, you will see 15 courses right now running. And I tell these colleagues that let anybody join. Don't control the entry, control the exit. This is exactly what I tell them. Okay? If I teach thermodynamics, if there is an electrical engineer who wants to learn thermodynamics from me, what is my problem? As long as he passes my exam, I will give him a grade. If he does not pass, he does not get a grade. So this is something that we started. We said, let anybody join. As long as your timetable suits somebody, he can be in America, Australia, Austria, does not matter. Let anybody join. And he can be a student, he can be a professor like all of you, he can be a working professional, he can be a homemaker, he or she, or an 80-year-old, 90-year-old man or woman. Let anybody learn. But there are out there thousands of people who are willing to learn. Can we not help them with a quality teaching? NPTEL has done that to some extent, but NPTEL is passive learning. You learn through YouTube. You don't have a teacher in front of you to ask questions. Whereas the OAT is an active learning, live learning. And we started this. So these are all the innovative ideas of giving freedom to people and ensuring that innovations come from out of them. This is point number one that I wanted to spend. The point number two, if really Viksit Bharat has to come, there has to be a strong collaborations. Unfortunately, in India, I've been there for 35 years in various institutions, we rarely collaborate with each other. Okay? Particularly within the department, we don't collaborate. Okay? We try to collaborate with somebody in Australia, but a similar expertise might be available within our institute, but we don't collaborate. So what did I do at IIT Hyderabad? I said, if one faculty from mechanical wants to collaborate with one faculty in electrical, I say, I'll give you 10 lakh rupees. Okay? We started something like that. Next year I said, if you want to work together, I'll give you one extra PhD student. You get one from your department, and I give you one from what is called a supernumerary PhD student. We called it as ID program, interdisciplinary program. And then, many a times, when all of you go for promotions, there is a rule in most of the older IITs, I do not know whether it exists everywhere, but it says, for an assistant professor to become an associate professor, you need one PhD to be completed, guidance. But then if you are jointly guiding with somebody else, it is considered as 0.5. I said, while you say collaborations are important, and when you collaborate, somebody gives you 0.5, then it is not justifying the philosophy. I said, let's remove this. Each of you will get 1 point each. Okay? I went one more step. I said, collaborations are important not only within the institute, but outside the institute also. So we give at IIT Hyderabad about 50,000 rupees every year to every faculty. We have 325 faculty. 1.6 crores I spend on this, which we call it as collaborative travel grant. I said, go anywhere, make friends. Okay? And bring your friends here. Now I'll tell you, friends, what is all this leading to. Okay? In the last 5-6 years, we have close to 1,000 crores of research funding. And last year alone, we have 335 crores of research funding. Half of it is collaborations. Okay? And we have 325 faculty. That means more than 1 crore per faculty is what we have raised. And this is not common even in IIT system. More than 1 crore per faculty. Older IITs also, many of them don't have. So this is something which is a result of collaboration. I also went one more step further. While I support our own students, how do I support outsiders? Okay? We said we have so many research facilities. Okay? Let everybody use them. You might have heard that Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, about 2 years back, started a portal called iSTEM. Many of you possibly are aware. IIT Hyderabad has put 480 equipment on the iSTEM portal. With this is the equipment, this is the capability of this equipment, this is the professor in charge, this is the email ID. Just go and contact him, book a slot and go ahead. And now, very soon, we are creating a web portal on our IIT Hyderabad website. Okay? We have approximately 560 equipment, ranging from 25 lakhs to 25 crores. Okay? Each equipment. And we say that let these be used by everybody. Let everybody's research potential grow, utilizing these facilities. And we are going to create a web portal within the next 3 months where anybody can just go and see, choose the equipment of your choice under the drop-down menu, and then click on that. Then a portal, a calendar will open. You can choose a date of your choice, book a slot from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. If it is showing green, that means it is vacant slot. And you can send your sample or come and use that. In person can come and use that and improve your research. No faculty at IIT Hyderabad will ask you, please include my name into your paper. Absolutely zero. We say, let us help people. When you do service, okay, I remember long back I read a small story about Kabir. It seems Kabir used to sit in front of his home every day. And whatever is there in his hand, he used to give it to people, it seems. But what is interesting is, he used to bend his head while giving it to somebody. People asked him, why is it you can't see face to face when you do this? He says, who am I to give? All this somebody has given me, I am passing it on. This is exactly what I strongly believe. We all got all this equipment thanks to people like DST and people like CSR, name everybody. So many people have helped us to set up these. And I say it is country's money and country has to use it. Okay? And so feel free. You have my email ID, director@iith.ac.in. Just one email. Okay, if a particular professor does not respond to your mail, you can drop a mail to director@iith. I will respond to you. I can confidently say that I will respond to you. One more step we said. If you really want Viksit Bharat to happen, I want youngsters to transform. Transform and become more technology-oriented, research-oriented, startup-oriented. Unfortunately, when I go to many colleges, particularly NITs, I go so many, and I see every one of them want to finish their BTech, stand in the queue for a TCS bus or a Infosys bus or something like that. Okay? So we say, how do I bring this? And we saw that most of those NITs may not have enough research facilities for them to do things with their own hands. When a student does something with their own hands, then the student transforms. This is the reason why I signed an MOU with 10 NITs now. 5 of them are Northeast NITs. Particularly Northeast, I went to almost every one of the NITs. I saw a situation not so good in terms of their research. And I said, you finished 3 years of BTech at your place. Come to IIT Hyderabad for 1 full year. The 4th year is spent at IIT Hyderabad. We don't charge you a single rupee. You pay for the hostel, you pay for the food that you eat. There is no tuition fee charged. You pay the tuition fee back to your NIT. And you stay here and do the same number of credits which you are supposed to do at your NIT. We transfer the credits back and you get the degree from them. We don't give you the degree. But what you do for this 1 year, in addition to the courses that you do a research with a professor using all the great facilities that we have. For example, recently I am a metallurgist and a microscopist. We have set up a center at our campus called In Situ and Correlative Microscopy Center. 80 crores it costed. DST gave 60 crores and we raised 20 crores from various partners. Even private colleges, BVRIT gave 1 crore. There is a college called Welltech in Chennai, they gave 1 crore. CBIT gave 1 crore. Okay? NITs, 4 NITs gave 1 crore each. LV Prasad Eye Hospital gave 1 crore. Bharat Biotech gave 1 crore. Dr. Reddy's lab gave 1.5 crores. Like that we have collected about 20 crores from various people. And we said, you are all partners. You think that every equipment I have set up here is your equipment sitting in my campus. And we'll train you, and any day you come, we will do the characterization of materials for you, and so that your papers go to a much greater journals. Please remember, friends, if you want to have good NIRF rankings, it's important to do good research. For example, QS rankings, I do not know how many of you know. In QS rankings, 30% of the points are meant for citations per faculty. Where will citations come? Citations will come if you write a good paper, which somebody reads it and feels that it is worthy to be referred in his or her paper. Otherwise, no citations come. So to publish into a good quality journal, your quality of research should be good. And to a large extent, that depends on what is the facilities that you are using. And we said, let us use this. So the students do that, and last year about 30 students came. We also allow them to take the build projects so that they also get into startup culture. Many of these smaller colleges, I don't see the startup culture very strong. And at the end, out of the 30 students, 20 joined for PhD at IIT Hyderabad. When they came to IIT Hyderabad, they never thought that they would do a PhD in their life. And 5 of them started their own startups. This is the transformation that I'm talking. This year we have 100 students on our campus from these NITs. I want to see what they are going to become. And things like this, if we start doing it, collaborate with people, see that. I was just telling one of my colleagues sitting next to me, when you grow, everybody around you should grow. Otherwise it is not a growth at all. If I can use a little more harsh word, for me it is cancer. Okay? Cancer is also a growth. Nobody wants cancer. Okay? So let us grow together. And that is a true growth. That is an inclusive growth. That will make the country grow. And this is possible when we do it together. And for this, not only academic institutions have to come together, but also industry also should come. You go to Stanford again, so many industries take place there. At IIT Hyderabad now, we have so many industries taking space. We have 2 buildings at IIT Hyderabad. One is called TRP, Technology Research Park, 1.5 lakh square foot building. Another building which is called TIP, Technology Innovation Park, another 1.5 lakh square foot building. The second one is meant for startup incubation activity. The first one is meant for industries to take a space and we charge them some rent. Only condition is you take a space there and collaborate with us. If you don't collaborate, after 1 year you have to leave. They have to earn certain credit points by collaborating with us. If you don't get certain minimum number of credit points, you have to leave. Right now I can tell you, only 6,000 SFT is left out of the 1.5 lakh SFT at TRP. It's all full. So many. For example, Suzuki has taken up a 4,000 SFT. They say, they call it a Suzuki Innovation Center. They say this is the only R&D center that they have outside Japan. Mitsubishi is taking a place, okay? Mitsui is taking place. So many companies are coming up, which are taking place. And they collaborate. So these collaborations are important. And to enable that collaboration, if there are some industry people here, we started a number of initiatives. We said, many of you join with a BTech background to a company and you want to get a master's degree. And unfortunately, your company cannot give you leave for 1 year. Because in industry, if you can leave you for 1 year, they can leave you forever. Okay? So that means they don't need you actually. So we say that you stay there. And then you come to IIT Hyderabad only on the day of convocation. We give you an MTech degree. Provided you do 24 credits of theory and 24 credits of project sitting at your place. And we say 2-year MTech, we give you 4 years time. Do it at leisure. How many credits you do every semester, what courses do you do every semester is your choice. Okay? Complete the 24 credits of theory. And once you complete it, start your project. Project will be of your choice, your company's choice, and we will only give you a guide from our side. Okay? And we'll evaluate your thesis and give you a grade at the end. And if somebody says, sir, I cannot do a project in my company, I do not have proper facilities, what do I do? We say, okay, complete the 24 credits of theory. We give you executive MTech. These are the only insured brothers and sisters, okay, in the country where executive MTech is available. There is all executive MBA, you all know. There is no executive MTech. We offer executive MTech, okay, as an exit option. So these are all the ways where, and also many a times in older IITs, if you want to do a PhD from an industry, you have to take 6 months leave and go there, sit there and complete the coursework, go back to your industry and complete the remaining PhD. And we said again the same problem, how do they get 6 months leave? Difficult. So we say that we waive off this residency requirement. You have to still do the 12 credits. But do it sitting at your place. You don't need to take a leave and come. So we have created all these opportunities for people so that they come closer. We also started what is called industry lectures. This is something all of you can do. We have a 1 credit course, which is a compulsory course for all our students, which is called industry lectures. 1 credit means 12 hours of teaching. Okay? 12 industries we call for every branch of engineering. Let's say if it is mechanical, 12 mechanical related industries. If it is material science, 12 material science related industries. And we ask them to talk about what is exciting in their place so that when a student joins there, what kind of exciting problems he will solve. And more importantly, at the end of the lecture, we ask them, do you have any problems that our master students, particularly our MTech students, have 1 year of what is called thesis. And during that thesis, they don't do any course. They happily can go sit in an industry and do a project. And we say, can you give us a list of projects? And we give that list to the students. Now I can tell you, more than 50% of our MTech students are all doing their MTech projects which are industry-defined problems, not a professor-defined problems. And as a result, what will happen? At the end of that 1 year, the student is solving a problem. Once a problem is solved, it is like people say, nothing succeeds like success. That industry will be next day standing in queue. Can you please ask your next student to solve another problem for us, sir? We see this happening now. We have more and more industries getting connected. Industries are coming into our campus, taking space, collaborating with us. There is a company called Greenco. They gave 150 crores. They have set up a school of sustainability. Okay? There is another, Coal India Limited, gave another 100 crores, set up a center of excellence. Singareni Collieries is another, setting up another center of excellence on our campus. All these, we say, we have 600 acres. Happily come, take a space, and let us work together. And if India has to grow, just doing some innovative research in an academic environment is not sufficient. What you do has to be scaled up. For example, in the last 5 years, we have more than 500 patents. We are just 15 years old, friends. Okay? And I don't think even 50-year-old institutions have 500 patents in 5 years. Okay? In the last 1 year alone, we have 220 patents. And this year, we have set up a target. We say patent a day. Mission 365, we call it as. And in the last 5 months, okay, 6th month is all over. I have data up to May 31st. We have 150 days, more than 100 patents have already been filed. Okay? Of course, I do agree, filing a patent is not just everything. Commercializing that patent is the most important thing. But then converting the minds of a professor who is interested more in writing papers to also patent is not an easy task. We have been able to bring that transformation in our faculty. And then everybody is gaga about. I tell every colleague, I have 20 patents with me. I tell every one of my PhD student, okay, keep your manuscript ready. And if the manuscript has some results which are worthy of a patent, first let us file a patent. Next day, the moment you get the patent file number, you can upload your paper. You can't do the reverse. You cannot submit your manuscript and then patent it. But the reverse can be done. And this, once we are able to convince all our faculty, they do both. So they get a paper also, they get a patent also. This is something we should be able to tell to every faculty in our institutions. So let's do this, friends. Let's work together. Let's walk together. Let's dream together for a great country. A country, for me, Viksit Bharat is beyond Atmanirbhar Bharat. While many people possibly think both of them are same, Atmanirbharta for me is self-reliancy. That means you stop importing everything and make everything in India. But make everything in India for ourselves is not sufficient. You have to make in India, okay, design in India, make in India, and sell it outside. That is what is Viksit Bharat for me. Okay? So that is one step further beyond Atmanirbharta. So we should achieve Atmanirbharta first, and simultaneously we should all work towards a day where India is a leader. India was once upon a time a leader. As a metallurgist, I can tell you, okay, I learned during BTech that steel was made by somebody called Bessemer. Because that is what Britishers have taught us. And so our books are written like that. So we all have learnt like that. But then I came to know a little later, when I came to ISC Bangalore and met a great gentleman by name Professor Ranganathan, who wrote a book, The Legendary Wood Steel. There I came to know that steel was first made in India 2000 years back, before the great grandfathers of Bessemer were ever born. And that steel was such a strong steel that it can cut a helmet into 2 pieces. And Alexander the Great was supposed to have used it. The samurais were supposed to have used it. And what is also important is the way people made that steel. As a metallurgist, I know the composition of that steel. That steel has about 1.2% carbon. If anybody knows a little bit of metallurgy, 1.2% carbon steel is a brittle steel. You throw it on the floor, it will break it into pieces. But how do you make a sheet of metal? A sword is a sheet of metal. You can't cast a sword. You have to hit it by a smithy process to make it. How do you use a smithy process for a brittle material? This is again an amazing thing. We somehow lost. I know people in Cambridge, Oxford, they're all working hard to make the same steel once again. And nobody is still successful. But we had such technologies existing in India once. And in fact, somebody took a piece of that steel from a museum and put it into a high-resolution electron microscope and saw what are called carbon nanofibers or carbon nanotubes. People are still confused about it. But what is interesting is, 2000 years back, do they know about nanostructures? Which we all talk gaga about it now. So there is greatness in the country. And let us teach every one of our kids, let's teach every one of our students. If we can convert all our students to start thinking India first for me, then Viksit Bharat will happen. Otherwise, Viksit Bharat will not happen. I think with that, thank you very much for this opportunity and all the best to all of you.